Good day, everyone. Welcome again in the Electrical Wiring Simulator or EWS. In this video, we will perform about the second activity in the release module. And in this activity, we will be adding a normally open contact in a pilot lamp. So, let's start. Click this relay and then click the play button of activity number 2, which is a normally open relay. Click play. So, first of all, let's analyze the functionality of our circuit. So what we can see here, we have a normally open push button, and then we have a relay of the coil. Also, we can see we have our R1 here, the above, mid of 13 and 14. Also, we have a R1 in the bottom, mid of 9 and 5, which indicated that both R1 belongs to a single component, which is the relay number 1. Same with a magnetic contactor. If this coil is energized or there is a current flowing through this coil, this R1 in the bottom, which is normally open, will be closed. As a result, the current will be able to flow from the 24 volts to the PL2, and then the PL2 will turn on. However, if you release our hand in the PB2 push button, the current now will not be able to flow through the R1 above, and then the R1 will become de-energized. And then the R1 on the bottom will return to its normal state, which is normally open. So, the current now will not be able to flow through this PL2, or which means the PL2 will turn off. To sum up, if you press the PB2 and hold, the relay will be energized and the PL2 will turn on. But if you release the PB2 push button, the relay is de-energized, and then the PL2 will turn off. So, let's start wiring. So, 24 volts to the input of PB2. So, positive. And then, the output of PB2 to the 13 of relay. And then, the 14 of relay to the 0 volts or negative part of the power supply. So, we're going to check the diagram. So 9 and 5 is the normally open. Also, we can see in the equivalent diagram here. So as you can see, 9 and 5 is the normally open contact for this relay. There are two options for the connection of 9. We can connect the 9 to the power supply, which is the 24 volts, or we can connect the 9 to the input of PB2, but in order to be easier for us, we can use the second option, which we can connect the 9 to the input of PB2. So connect 9 to the input of PB2. Next is the 5 to the input of PL2. And then the output of PL2 also have two options for connections. Either connect to the 14 of relay or directly to the negative part of the power supply. But for this moment, we directly connect it to the negative part of the power supply. So, PL2, the output PL2 to the negative part power supply. So our connection is partly correct, so we will click now the submit button. So it is passed means our wires connect correctly. So let's try to simulate this one. If you press the PB2, then the R1 will be energized and it will indicate through the circle or indicator lamp in the relay. And at the same time, the PL2 will turn on. So let's click the PB2 push button now. So as you notice, the R1 is energized and then the PL2 is turned on. And then if we're going to release this PB2 push button, the R1 will de-energize and the PL2 will now turn off. So that's all. Thank you for watching and God bless.